So we are back with session 33A, although the sessions are now out of order numerically, so that's fun. Last session, you guys had started out in Shigambi's shrine in the city of Omu and made your way after dispatching the enemies there and getting what you think is a cube that may be of importance. In getting closer to the Soulmonger, you ran into a Aasimar with an odd sense of humor, who also apparently really doesn't like dogs eating corpses, which you found out when you trekked through some pretty rough ruins over to the compound that was smoking. You found evidence of a fight between, it looked like red wizards and probably Yuanti. Many dogs were fireballed, and after that shenanigans, you guys found in one of the rooms a man who was at the time somewhat injured and exhausted. So after scouting out the ruins of the compound and finding, I believe, some correspondence, you all repaired to one of the barracks there and laid down to sleep. When you woke up, each of you found yourself in a dream of a place that was familiar to you, and as you went through that dream, each of you passed through a doorway that led you to the space you're now in. This is a kind of bizarre and dreamlike area. You all came out into one circular chamber that opened onto 3 pathways, and after following the first pathway, you found a room full of pillars, full of pouches, or filled with pillars on which there were pouches. And as you began exploring the pouches, a giant figure above started slamming an enormous peg leg down as you opened the pouches. Eventually, you spilled some black marbles that were in some of the pouches across the floor. The creature seemed to have tripped and fallen away, although it's not quite clear where that figure fell to, and that figure dropped a ring of 5 keys, each made of a different metal. And that is where this session ended, or where that session ended, and that is where we are now. Questions, comments, letters to the editor?
Did a doorway appear under the arch?
Yes. So as that figure seems to kind of fall away, cackling into the mists above, both the door you came through and the door out of this room faded from the stonework of the walls of this chamber into doorways opening onto that blue kind of star path that you had seen on your first jaunt through here.
Has anyone? You said it was a ring of a ring of 5 different metals, or 5 different rings.
So it's a ring of. Go ahead.
It's a ring of keys, and each key is made of a different metal.
Gotcha. Did anyone pick it up, or is it still around?
I think someone picked it up, but I don't know who. Probably Sareth, but Sareth seemingly just disappeared.
Yeah.
So
I certainly had intent to pick it up. I don't remember whether I said it last session or not.
You picked it up.
Okay, cool.
It. And just as a reminder, the keys are. Are my pages out of order? No. Sorry. Oh my. What is going on? Oh no, I just don't know how to read something I wrote myself. Yeah. One of the keys is made of iron, one of copper, one of silver, one of gold, and one of lead. guess the
Uh,
key ring itself
did
is...
you say that the doors opened?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, you can open it, sorry. Functionally, it's a door that needs to be clicked to open. Sorry.
Okay.
As you get close to them, they just look dark until you pass through them, and then you see what's beyond. So that's in the narrative of this. So yeah, you find yourself on
All
another one
right.
of those winding pathways that, again, not to scale on this map, probably feels like you
Right.
walk
Yeah,
over...
I'm picturing like something akin to Mario Kart Rainbow Road.
Kind of, but darker.
Yeah,
Not
like
malevolent,
not
but just...
actually a rainbow.
Yeah. And the walls are there because, visually it helps to have walls to separate the edge, but there are not actually walls. You can just see out into this shifting space. And so yeah, you come to another darkened archway. And
Uh,
eventually at the end of the path, after you walk for a while, you come to another one of those archways, which is that door icon.
cool. Is there a door there?
There, it's just a dark arch, so you could walk through it.
Oh, okay.
I just have them closed for the sake of, like, it breaks line of sight until you guys decide to enter a room.
Cool. I enter the room.
Cool. Where's note to self? You can go to rooms in this out of order. So as you exit that star path, you find yourself in a room shaped. It's a roofless triangular stone room with 4 doors, one in each cardinal direction. Uh, 3 of them are at the vertices of the triangle that this room forms, and one is in the middle of the wall heading out. In the center of the room, there are 3 stone pedestals. Each one bears a hexagram, one red, one yellow, and one blue. And again, where you would expect a ceiling, the walls just kind of fade off until they're not there, up in the distance, and you see the same shifting mists or stars or snippets of memories that you've been seeing on the pathways up until now.
Do these pedestals look like they are meant to be moved? Like, can they be turned or shoved or anything like that?
Um, if you gently inspect them, they seem pretty solid. Um, they're large and heavy stone though, so it's hard to tell if they're just really heavy or if they're immovable. But they're, functionally, if somebody had a 4 foot tall, foot wide piece of stone on the floor. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. I was just seeing if these were meant to be moved in a certain direction. Um, if not, I'm going to come up to the red one and inspect it with uh, Identify. So Richard will cast that for 10 minutes.
Okay. Um, so I'm going to assume that you kind of detect magic at the same time, just for the sake of, for ease.
Yeah, I can do that.
You get a sense of both illusion and enchantment magic. Um, the illusion sense kind of surrounds you. This whole place seems to be built on almost thrumming with illusion magic. Um, the pillar itself gives off a sense of it emanates some enchantment magic, but as you try to identify it, um, it doesn't seem that there's a specific magic purpose besides that it can be activated in some way. Um, but there's no benefit or there's not going to be a specific effect when you activate it, just that it can be activated. So it's not like
I see.
yeah.
Um, Let me think. I mean, we could always try and touch the symbols at the same time. See what happens.
I touch the yellow symbol.
Yeah, that's the blue one.
Do you touch the red one, Teresa?
Yes. Yeah, with identify, I have to touch it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Nothing happens.
Huh.
By the power of Grayskull.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, this is not a part of the game, but the DM did say that we are potentially out of order. So maybe we're not supposed to be in this room now.
No, you can be here now. It won't impact anything. Oh, let me see here. Hey, let's retcon things. So two of the other doorways. So you came in. We'll call it the west doorway.
Sure.
The north door opens onto stone, right? So this is another case where it appears that there's a doorway there, and you can surmise based on what's happened here, probably some event will trigger that door fading to black and letting you through, or the archway. The other two archways, the one on the red side that you're standing by, Sebastian, that one opens onto blackness. The one to the south is just open to stone. So basically east and west you can continue back onto various of those starry pathways, but the north and south are not currently functioning.
All right. I'll go through the east door.
Oh, follow.
And this path is similar to the previous one, only it has a slightly reddish tint, which is mostly a cosmetic difference.
By the way, as I'm walking through this here, I don't know if I've asked this before, but does this scenery or terrain remind me of anything that I would recall in my studies?
From a magical perspective, give me an Arcana check.
Sure.
It resembles the astral plane. I don't know.
Hey! You have an inkling that, yeah, there's probably some planar force at play here. You're probably either in a demi-plane or potentially some weird part of the ethereal plane. Not the astral plane. That's different. Just pools of random color. Jump through and see where you end up. It'll be fun, I swear.
You're right.
On a non-magical side of things, you're constantly seeing snippets and shadows of your own memories, places you've been, people you've seen kind of off in the distance here. And that's not based on your Arcana check. That's just as you walk this pathway, it'll look like it's misty, and then it'll look cloudy, and then like stars, and then I'll get a phone call from North Carolina. That's spam. Sorry, I'm just like, what? It was almost a Wisconsin zip code, so I almost thought it mattered, but it doesn't. But so as interspersed with those starry, misty, cloudy images, you're also seeing, a garden in Waterdeep, a library that you studied in, things like that. Um, so it's very odd, but it also, for some reason, doesn't really bother you per se. It's just more of like a just a thing that's happening in the background.
The way that she would see this is that her first thought would be perhaps they are stuck inside of someone's demiplane or maze, if you're familiar with the maze spell, um, or they have actually been transported to another plane of existence.
So those are all good hypotheses. I don't know if you have any way to determine which one is accurate right now.
I'm guessing there's
Yeah,
a
probably
doorway.
not.
Oh, look who it is.
It's a deafened muted Lyokan.
Are you playing or watching?
Hi.
Hey, yo, what up, fam?
Turns out it helps if I don't mute myself.
Right?
Are you playing
I'm
or
learning
watching?
things every day. Sorry. I am going to possibly play.
Okay, I'm gonna drop your token on, and I guess I'm gonna. I have to write this down. You have. Sorry, I have to make some notes real quick. 25 hit points, one wild
What? What
shape.
happened to?
Well, that's what your character sheet says.
Oh.
I don't know. Didn't you get hit by the death finger thingy, and it just didn't kill you?
Oh, recently, yeah, yeah, but that's not in the dream world, is it?
Yeah, but I have to save this so I can give you a long rest,
Oh,
so that we, don't have. Because we kind of killed
You
you.
have two different character states.
that is true. One where I decided to, duel a level 17 warlock by myself and somehow survive.
Adventure is the spice of life.
That is true.
And for the record, I'm gonna actually make you wild shape correctly from now on.
I mean, to be fair, that fucking ring has so far blown pretty much anything I could do out of the water.
It's supposed to. Anyway,
Well,
rest. There you go. You are healed. We have moved a little further on from the room of bags of teeth and balls and laughing gas through a room with three pillars that currently don't seem to do anything, kind of arcing back around. Okay,
mysterious and spooky.
Teresa, did you have any other questions about kind of the what's going on?
No, she does take note that this whole place is just radiating illusion magic.
Okay. So Sebastian, you guys all eventually, after maybe what seems like maybe 5 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, end up at another dark archway.
I attempt to pass through.
You successfully do so. You can open the door and walk in the room. So as you walk into this room, does anybody else enter, or is it just Sebastian?
I'm gonna go in.
Okay, cool. As you enter, you see another archway on the far side of the wall. The room, the far side of the wall. I can speak English. This room does have a low ceiling. It's about 15 feet high. I guess it's not that low, but it's about a 15-foot ceiling. There's 3 rusted iron cages in this room, and the doors of each cage are ajar. Milling about the room in a not particularly hostile way are a cockatrice, a hellhound, and an amphispian. So a creepy looking devil dog, a creepy looking bird thing, and a snake that has 2 heads.
Exciting.
Yeah, and so they're all just kind of milling about the room.
Are any of them beasts?
It's an interesting question. That one is not. That one is not. Technically, the snake is. So do you come in the room or stand in the doorway?
Currently standing in the doorway. Can I see where the snake is from here? I don't think so.
If you can't see it, you can't see it.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Gonna go hug the snake.
It just kind of
Wait,
watch.
no.
Are you hugging the snake?
No. I'm going to speak with animals from the ring of influence. Animal influence.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can talk to it.
I will ask it, does it know anything about this place or why we're here?
I don't know if I can do snake speech. I'm probably just gonna laugh if I try to do it.
I laughed at it in Harry Potter, so I mean.
Yeah. So you speak to the snake. It looks at you and it simply says, "This is my master's home."
And who do you serve?
And the snake kind of flicks its tongue at you and let me look at my notes. There we go. The snake flicks its tongue out again and says, "Baggy Nana."
Say again?
Sorry, what?
What?
Baggy Nana. I'll type it in chat. I don't know how a snake would say Baggy Nana. I didn't really plan on it. Oh god. And then I said Baggy Nan. Baggy Nana.
Is this one of Nanny Poo Poo's
It
sisters?
sounds like it, hey? Well then.
I
That
mean,
changes
we're
things.
like running into a bunch of creepy bags full of kids' teeth. I'm I'm about 60% certain that this has something to do with her sisters.
Well, you don't know that. I mean, Sarah's carrying around the lopped off body parts of the various bosses she's killed.
Huh? You gonna use those?
I tried to
I
sell them,
left
but they don't work
behind
anymore.
my friend Zambino.
Shoot. Does anyone have anything they want to ask the snake, or?
Why are you outside of the cage? That's
I'll
what
just
I would ask.
translate. Yeah.
And the snake replies, "How smart are snakes?" It's a good question. It's kind of a weird.
I think the answer is usually not very.
Oh god, no, they're not smart at all. And it replies, "Because the door is open."
Oh God.
Hi, I'm Dad. How are you?
It's like talking to council workers.
When did the door open?
Why did the door open?
So the snake.
What, metaphysically speaking, is the door?
At that point, the snake just passes out. It's too much. It's too much. So the first question to when it opened just says before. You made me look at how smart snakes are. The answer is not. So earlier than now is the answer from the snake and kind of
Damn it.
the sense of the snake. As you're conversing with the snake, I guess probably Sebastian, you probably noticed this, maybe Teresa. the doorways of this room fade back into stone.
Uh-huh.
And so now you are in this room, and a disembodied voice, kind of sweet voice, says, "Oh, you found my pets. Well, I suppose you'll have to play with them before you can leave."
And how would you like us to play with them?
There's no answer.
Hmm.
Huh, play with them? Anyone got a ball? Throw it at
A
the
ball.
dog.
Not hostile. Maybe we're supposed to put him back in the cage.
Perhaps,
Um,
but how are we going to lock the cage?
So, if you inspect the cages, you can just see that they have like steel latches. So if you could, in theory, coerce these animals into the cages and close them, um, it's possible. Does that make sense? Like you could swing the latch once the cage
Yeah.
is closed. I think the bigger question in front of you is, how do you do
Bang.
that?
I cast that on the snake.
Okay. If its intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Don't worry about that.
More interested in the charm effect because then I can just tell it to go in there. And since
Yeah,
it's
so
not
it
a
needs to
harmful
make a
act.
wisdom saving throw, so let's do that.
Son of a bitch.
Wow.
Gosh dang it.
And it just kind of goes with its tongue, and kind of this two-headed snake just kind of slithers down across the room.
Uh,
Not completely pleased with you trying to charm it.
can I try animal handling instead? Or after, I guess? I don't know.
You can. Yeah, it's an animal. You can try animal handling on the snake.
Wait,
God damn it.
what are the other two creatures?
It would probably be. Oh, this game doesn't have that. I would say you would probably need possible checks you could do would be religion and arcana, to figure out what they are. Because I mean, the dog is literally breathing brimstone from its mouth, and it has a glowing maw. It is a dog that seems to be internally fueled by fire, and the cockatrice is a creepy lizard bird looking thing.
I may have an idea.
What's your idea?
I'm going to put some in the cages. Like
Food
5.
in the cage?
Yeah, why not?
We could try that. Does anyone have any spare meat for the dog? I mean,
I
unless
don't
it's the
think I
kind
have
of dog
any.
that'll eat anything.
I don't know. I'll put 5 of the berries in the cockatrice's bird's cage.
Okay.
Can we even know which one goes in which cage?
I'm just guessing relative to where they are. Like, I'm assuming the dog goes in the north one, the snake goes into the west one, and bird goes to the south.
So at least from a quick visual inspection, there is no functional difference between any of these cages. It's not like one has a dog image on it and another has a snake image or anything
Yeah,
like that.
there's no like feed troughs or water bowls or anything.
What kind of Skyrim puzzle is this?
Yeah, no, the cages are functionally identical. Although the images are actually not. Are you in
I'm
the
going to
cage?
go into the cage.
Quick looks about it.
Okay. So you threw those good berries in the cage. Let's see how the cockatrice feels. We're going to just roll a straight check. And it kind of sniffs and kind of flutters and flies over here to the other side of the room.
Dang it.
It is not trusting of those berries that you threw in the cage.
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, I guess I'll just pocket them then.
Pick
I
'em
mean,
up.
that's
It's a waste
Still
of
good for
perfectly
healing.
good berries.
Yeah, don't waste them.
it's not my day with animals. Too much for being the druid of the group.
You really
Can I use my thaumaturgy to like basically scare the snake out of the corner, and then hopefully closer to one of the cages?
Oh shit, actually that's a good idea.
let me look up thaumaturgy
If anyone
real
has
quick.
digitation, you could do like a smell. You could,
I can
like,
do you one better. I could make things scared.
Are you casting fear on something?
The snake and the bird are both within probably 30-ish feet. I think
Okay,
I could
so
probably-
I'm gonna step back. Teddy, since you had your thaumaturgy idea first, you can certainly cast it. What do you want to do with it? If you want to do that.
Well, I only have. I like. There's limited options, but I was gonna try and make let's see, like the sound of thunder near his corner, just to like get him out of the corner and hopefully. I mean, I don't think I can control where he goes, but just to like get him out of the corner, I guess.
Cool, let's see here. So, if you scare an animal, let's try. It's gonna make a wisdom check to see if it understands if you guys did
I'm
that.
making this up.
Pretty much, yeah. What's your spellcasting DC? 15. Okay, so it would have to beat a. No. What is this? A good result for you. Okay. Sorry, I had to think for a second there. Oh. Okay, so you do scare it. But it is smart enough as you, let's see, yeah, there's verbal components to that spell. So as you mutter the incantation and the thunder happens, the snake realizes or thinks that you did that, and it is going to attack you. So, let's add people in. To that and do the thing where I hit the button. 1, 2, 3. I think I have everybody. So I put everybody in combat. This does set off all the enemies. So go ahead and once the snake lunges, the cockatrice and the hellhound are also going to get in on this.
Okay.
I mean, you can still cast fear if you want. So let's see here. So I'm going to say everybody was paying attention to what's going on in this room because I don't think anybody would not be. So there's no surprise. Sareth, you are first in the turn order.
Interesting. Do I know anything about hellhounds? Or can I roll something to check?
That would probably be a religion check.
Okay.
Based on the type.
Check religion. Point.
Okay, so you know it's a fiend. So this is a fiendish dog. Or like, it is literally a fiend, it is not a dog. They're not super high in the hierarchy of fiends. You've heard legends that they can breathe fire, but you're not sure if that's true or not.
Yep. Okay. Shoot. Just don't use fire at it, which sucks because that's like all my cantrips and most of my offensive spells. Damn it. Cold person's not going to work. Shoot. Sorry.
Are you passing or just thinking?
Yeah, I'm just... Damn it. I don't have many things that aren't related to fire or throwing animals at things. Fuck it.
Oh, and for what it's worth, your ring isn't here.
No, that's fine.
It's just not on you.
Call lightning. That'll have to do.
Okay. So you pick a point now, and then
I zapped the dog.
you okay. Is this? Oh, this isn't lightning. No, the storm. Does the storm stay? Yeah. This is the one where you get the storm, and it will just fill the whole.
Yeah,
room.
it's like a big 60-foot storm. So.
Okay, so he's gonna.
Yeah, I didn't want to place it down.
No, that's fine. He's gonna make a dex saving throw.
Can't make assumptions about its gender.
Yeah, sorry. I think it passes.
Jeez.
So let's see. You did 22. So it would,
Just 22.
yeah, it would take
But cut in half if you made the save.
Yeah, it'd take 11. So you zap the doggy.
Can I climb on top of the cage?
You certainly can.
Sweet. I shall do that.
We'll say it's about 7 feet tall.
So I just use all my movement to get on it.
Yeah, you climb it. So that's action. Da-da-da. Sebastian, 'tis your turn.
I'm going to ready an action. If any of the creatures comes into the cage that I'm in, I'm going to close the door and latch it.
From the inside, so like trap it in there with you?
Yes.
And that's if the creature comes in the cage.
Into the cage, yes.
Okay. Cool, then I think that is your turn. Teresa.
Okay, so big yikes. These things are hostile. Right next to one. Is the cockatrice on top of the cage?
Yeah, so you...
Or behind?
It's on it. So it kind of flew over and is standing on top of the cage here, so it's about 7 feet up.
Okay.
And for what it's worth, a cockatrice is a small creature. The hellhound is a medium creature, and the amphibiana is, well, I'm calling it a medium creature for reasons. They're technically huge, but it's medium.
Alrighty. So let me think. Okay, so given that there's a fiend in here, I'm gonna cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself.
Haha!
Let me just link it here.
Yep, it's out. Let's see here. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls. They also can't be charmed. You can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed, so it gets disadvantage against you. it works against aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. Okay.
I'm gonna move. Fuck that shit. I'm out.
You don't want to stand in between all three of them?
Sure, it'll be fine.
Okay.
And that's turn.
Okay, so in a 15 foot, so it's the Hellhound's turn. How smart are Hellhounds? Okay, they're moderately intelligent. It's going to move over here, and it's going to actually use, it's going to inhale as it kind of lopes across the room here, and it is going to breathe out a cone of flames towards Teddy and Teresa. Because, Teresa, you are have protect from good and evil, I'm going to say that you get advantage on the saving throw against this.
Alright.
Because that seems to make sense. Teddy, you just need to make a dex saving throw. As it kind of just blasts out a little cone of fire out there. So, Teresa, you pass. And you pass, so I'm just going to roll half the damage, and that'll be what you both take. So that's 15 damage, because it normally does 66, so I'm just rolling. I guess, does it make that big of a
Damn
difference?
lifesaver.
Would it make a difference if I don't care. Whatever. That seems simpler. Okay. That is the doggo's turn. Teddy, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to cast Spiritual Guardian.
Spew with the oh. Spiritual Cool. A spiritual weapon or spirit guardian?
Well, I'm gonna do both because one's bonus action, one's the.
You
One
can't cast both in the same turn.
Yeah. One spell and one cantrip.
Well, specifically one bonus action spell and a cantrip.
Okay, there you go.
I'm gonna do Spirit Guardian.
Cool.
That guy gone. So forget I did the.
Okay, they flit around you distance 15 feet, so that will hit anything within 15 feet of you. Yay! Disco ball! I love that. Let's see. When you cast it, designate any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it. Are you designating anyone to be unaffected by it?
Yeah, Teresa, Sebastian, Sereth.
Cool. Oh, you resisted an Aaron-use? That's fun.
Yeah, this is another campaign where we were high-level characters. We were fighting against a bunch of strong animals. And I just happen to have protection against evil and good on myself.
Nice. So I think the two of these guys have to make a save because they just when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts on a turn, not its turn. Okay, so I'm going to say that they both need to make their saves. Wisdom saves. The cockatrice will wisdom save, and the hellhound will wisdom save. Do either of them pass? Not at all. So they take what? 16 radiant damage.
My interpretation of the spell in the past has been that it's always on their turn.
So when they enter the area for the first time on a turn.
Or starts its turn there.
Yeah.
guess that would.
Or that was my concentration check. Forgot to do
okay.
that.
Let me just do a quick search because that's a good one to check. Does Spirit Guardians attack on the turn it is cast? Oh, okay. I think I'll go with your ruling right now, Sebastian. I'm gonna look it up in the off time and decide how I want to interpret it.
Okay.
Because I think they're lacking. The presence of a comma in that spell would be.
Yeah, I agree that the it could be written more clearly.
But I'm also not. Well, doesn't matter. I'll explain why later. Okay, so Spirit Guardians is up. Do you want to take a bonus action?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I have a hidden set feat, which basically means I'm invisible until the start of my next turn. And I'm going to do that.
So you just
Turn
put up.
invisible.
Wait, just kidding. I'm not going to do that. I didn't think.
Well, I mean, sure, you can do that, but if you're going to do that, I would at least move so that all of them are inside your aura.
Right. No, exactly.
So you can take hidden step and then move if you would like.
Second. Don't want to do that. No, that's next turn. All right. Okay. I will move. Sorry. I feel like I'm talking without holding the button down. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do the hidden step, and I'm gonna move over here. That should get all of them in there.
So that's what you would hit with that.
I'm gonna go one more.
Okay. Then I think it is the Amphispiana's turn. Because you have done all the things you can do. So what can an Amphispiana do? Okay.
It can
Well,
save against Spirit Guardians.
it can do that. So that's, I think, a failure. What is an Amphispiana? It's a two-headed snake.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
I don't know if the
That's
icon
quick.
shows that. So that's 16 damage that it takes. So let's get out of that. Go to this. Go to that. Go to this. Bam. It takes 16 damage. And its movement speed is halved, huh? Right?
Yeah.
It so it can move 15 feet. So I guess it's gonna try and go 1, 2. It's actually gonna be slithering around. Well, it can't really. Ugh. This is an unhappy snake. I guess it's gonna try and start trying to get past you, Teddy. But it can't make it very far, and it doesn't know where you are. So that's gonna suck for the Amphispiana. That's the end of its turn. Now it is the cockatrice's turn. It needs to make its save. So it's DC 16? 15. It fails. So it will also take 16 damage as the Spirit Guardians slash away at it. The Spirit Guardians are walloping that cockatrice.
You're from Boston now.
Yeah, cockatrice, guys, cockatrice. Let's see here. Okay, we did that before. How far can it move? 20 feet. Fly 40. There we go. So it's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. It's going to fly. Oh, this will be fun. It flies into the cage to attack you, Sebastian. Teresa, you could technically make an attack of opportunity as it flies past you.
Sure. Let me see. What was my feats?
You use a two-handed sledgehammer, don't you? Could happen. You don't know.
Oh no, I don't have the one that I need. Okay. I'll just use my fucking... Do I even have a Oh, I do.
You should have something.
I have a dagger.
You have a dagger, yeah.
Hey, don't mock him. I've been using it since the last encounter pretty well.
I never had the opportunity to use this before.
This is your chance to get a melee crit.
Oh, look at that!
You know what I love is that I literally said crit as she rolled the crit. That's perfect. Oh, that does 8 damage.
That's not bad for a fucking
Not at all.
normal dagger.
So you literally almost shear one of its wings right down it, and it kind of crash lands into the cage with Sebastian. Sebastian, your ready to action has triggered. Do you close and latch the door?
I do.
I'm gonna say you're gonna have to make an athletics check because this thing is thrashing around. So if you want to do that, so I'm gonna say you do have to make an athletics check to succeed. Make sense?
Sure.
Yep, you passed. It was a DC 10 because it's small and you're in armor. So you guys, I don't know who's locked in with who, but you're locked in with each other.
He's locked in here with
Oh
me.
no, he does get to attack you though. He does get to
That's fine.
So he's going to bite. I don't think that hits him, does it?
It does not.
We don't get
Just
to find
cuffs
out
the
what
paint of
happens
his
when a
armor.
cockatrice bites you. It's not yet. Sarah, it's your turn.
Alrighty.
And the crowd wonders, will combat last past round 2?
I'm just gonna zap it again.
The Hellhound? Is that
Yeah, I'm just trying to find.
It's a dex save.
I don't want to roll the whole thing. Yeah. See if I can build that considering that.
Well, I'm pretty sure a 2 fails. Lightning Call, it's...
Bang, 21.
Nice. So that zaps Hellhound pretty good. It kind of gives a sulfury snort and a guttural yelp. That was a pretty solid hit, and it's kind of limping from one leg now.
And don't think I can do much else.
Do you have a Vuvuzela in the background?
I should go get one.
Sorry,
I
there's
think
just...
I think the cleric I was making has fabricate, so she could probably make one.
Is that you, Sebastian?
No.
What? What's up?
I'm just hearing a sound in the background that's like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like someone's using the power tool in the background.
Oh, that's probably me. My bad. Also, I word Mr. Theodore.
Healing word 7 for Teddy.
Ooh, thank you.
Wow.
Wait. How'd you do the lightning thing?
I
That's
think
when I summoned it. After I've already summoned the storm, every action I can call down like, whoa, holy shit! What the
Wow.
fuck was that?
some dank healing right there. 420.
I didn't think I was that good a healer.
That's
Sorry,
awesome.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, lightning, I can call it down as an action.
I have become a god.
You would with 2,000 hit points, Jesus. And I thought Marikana was tanky with being able to take about 200 hit points of damage.
Whew.
Okay, I'm coming back. I realized that you had an EHP of something like 700, and that's what tipped me off that I was doing it wrong. I was like, that doesn't seem right. Okay, so
DC 2100, love it.
I don't even know what's going on. Okay. So it's Sebastian's turn.
All right. I will bonus action Misty Step.
Oh, okay.
Clever.
And go here.
Are you in the
No.
cage or on top of the cage?
I'm in the cage.
Okay.
And I will attack the Hellhound.
So the first
Ooh.
attack will hit,
I attack it again.
and the second attack will hit and mortally wound the Hellhound. Your first spear hit slashes its side. The second one drives into it, and as you pull it out, a little gout of flame follows your spear, and it collapses to the ground, and the flames start to gutter out from inside this creature. The fire in its eyes dies. Yeah. So one attack, two attack, Misty Step. I guess you can move if you want.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So it's Teresa's turn.
Over here. Actually, the bird is out, right?
The bird is like thrashing around inside the cage.
All right. Let's finish the job, and I'm gonna attack it. Let's see. I was gonna use strongest spell on the dog, but the dog's dead, so I'm gonna take some pot shots at it with Eldritch Blast.
Okay, are you gonna take it through Sebastian, basically?
On the bird?
Oh, you're shooting the bird.
The cockatrice, yeah.
Okay, never mind. That's fine.
Yeah.
Your first Eldritch Blast slams into it, drives it into the cage, and it crumples, unmoving, to the ground, or the cage floor. The cockatrice appears to no longer be a concern.
All right. I will fire on the snake. I do have Spell Sniper.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then never
That's
mind.
my feat.
You knew what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, that's my feat. That gives me Eldritch Blast.
Oh, cool. And it also gives you gives you cover, basically, right?
Ignore cover and don't have to pledge to a demon.
Yeah.
Ignore half cover and 3/4 cover. Okay, they don't. Interesting. Weird. It says it's Firebolt, but I don't really care.
It's supposed to be Eldritch Blast, but fucking D&D Beyond keeps messing it up. I tried to change it to Eldritch Blast in there, but it went back to Firebolt for some reason.
Okay. Let's see. So 2 beams at 5th level. So this is your second beam. So the 22 will hit, and it does the force damage, kind of slamming into the sinuous body of the Amphispiana. It's just a fun name to say. Anything else?
I'm gonna stay here.
Cool. The Hellhound doesn't get a turn. Teddy, it is your turn.
So quick, how big is this snake?
It's probably about 10 or 15 feet long, but it's functionally a medium creature.
So, okay, so
Think like a big, long boa constrictor looking thing. It's just it has a head at both ends of its body. So it has two
Okay.
heads. No tail.
all right.
It's kind of confusing.
And how big are the blankets? Do you know how big the blankets we have are?
They would be the size of a person, roughly.
Person.
I'm gonna say they would be like a blanket that you would use with a bedroll. So they're like twin-sized sheet blankets.
Yeah.
Because you're not carrying around a king comforter in your bedroll.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm just gonna say you're permanently encumbered if you choose to do so. I have one of those. They're a pain in the ass to move around. They're not heavy, they're just a pain.
Might be worth it though.
I mean, you've got the tiny hut at this point. You guys could really kind of... Now you just need an enchanted wagon and
Yeah, a way to just move around.
you're halfway to just being Vistani.
And so the other two creatures are
Yeah,
dead?
functionally the Amphispiana is the only thing here that's still moving.
Okay.
And
So we're just going for the kill now, I guess. I
like where you were going, but I don't think you have a blanket big enough to attempt that.
Right. And then is this floor made out of stone?
It appears to be
Or
stone.
it appears to be stone. I guess. I don't want to do that. That's too complicated. Okay. Well, I'm gonna. I guess I'm gonna. I guess I'll just cast. I'm gonna do the spiritual weapon.
Do you really want to do spiritual weapon?
No, I just want to attack it with my what do I have? I forget what I have. My
Got
mace.
some kind of weapon and maybe an attack cantrip.
I'm gonna do my mace, Ray.
Okay, attack with advantage. And I don't think you have a bonus attack, right? I don't see one on here. Okay, 13 will just hit, and you bludgeon it for 7 damage in its weird body. Snake-like body. Be good at descriptions.
And then I don't have any damage-based cantrips, so no bonus.
Well,
What's that?
it would have been either the weapon attack or an attack cantrip.
Or yeah, sorry, I'm talking about bonus action. But all right, I'm gonna.
No longer invisible.
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you.
Okay. So the Amphispiana will make a wisdom saving throw. I don't think it passed.
Nope.
So it takes, I think it was what, 16 damage we had rolled?
My other interpretation was roll damage separately every time.
I was thinking 16 because that's pretty average.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, let's see. It's going to, I think, Ugh, it's going to attack Teddy.
Bring it on.
So it's gonna bite twice. First attack, second attack. Do either of those hit?
The second one should.
Yeah, the second one does.
Okay, so on its bite, then yeah, 12 damage.
All right.
Yeah, and then it is going to, I guess, 1, 2, 3, 4. It can get to there.
I will take an attack of opportunity.
Attack of opportunity. I think you both would actually. So that will hit. That is a mighty blow, but it does not kill it. Teddy, do you take an attack of opportunity as it goes away? Teddy.
Wait, Ty, what's up?
Do you take an attack of opportunity as the snake tries to escape?
Yeah. I'm gonna assume I mace hit that guy again. So wait, is that with advantage then, or just normal?
Sebastian's shouldn't have been an advantage, but I'll give it to him.
Oh.
It should be normal. We'll do it. And that mace will smash into the snake as it tries to get away. And that is the end of the snake. And with that, let me find my walls. Both passageways. Fade black, back to black. As you are, let me end combat here. As you strike down the snake, after a few moments, the bodies start to fade away, and left behind are a tooth where the hellhound was, a feather inside the cage where the cockatrice died, and a fang where the amphispiana faded away.
Those seem important.
I wouldn't mind taking Fang unless somebody objects to that.
Why not just take all three?
Okay. I walk around, I collect all three. Yeah.
So just so you know, functionally, once you walk on one of the pathways, by the time you get to the next room, spirit guardians will have faded.
Yeah.
Probably a good thing, because I guess they might hit me a lot.
They'd hit you?
Might. I don't know. Was I exempted from it? Because technically she's an evil creature otherwise.
Oh, that's not how spirit guardians works.
Oh. Might be thinking of Unholy Blight or whatever. The holy version.
So you guys walk down that red pathway again for an indeterminate amount of time and find yourself back in the room you came into when this whole thing started.
Curious.
Teresa, as you exit that pathway, that doorway seals behind you and turns back into stone.
Okay. She
Is
just
this one still a doorway or is it stone?
It is a doorway. Sorry, I'm making some adjustments on my end.
she just laughs to herself. This is a good trick. Maybe child might enjoy this. But we're pressed for time.
I mean, to Sarah, all of your children, aren't you?
Oh, you don't have to be ageist about it. Jesus.
Okay, elf.
Do you walk through the doorway?
Yes. I go into the room.
So as you enter this room, it's another kind of barren cube, except for 3 features. There are 2 hills of sand, about 5 feet tall and 5 feet wide. Those are the yellow things. There are ants, about the size of rats, swarming all over each mound. And across from you, set into one of those stone arches, is a skull with black pits for eyes.
Interesting.
I think my Speak with Animals should still be up.
How long does it last?
Maybe 10 minutes. I don't know
No,
if that'd be enough.
Nope. If Spirit Guardians went down, then Speak with Animals went down.
That's fair. I'll still get one use with that ring anyway. We'll do it again.
So you're trying to talk to the ants?
Yep. I doubt they'll have anything useful to say, but it's rare that I get to use this ring anyway.
So you can speak to the ants. Most of what you hear back are basically just single word or phrase thoughts like
Move,
Yeah.
move, pick up.
Yeah, because
Drop.
they're like pheromone-based creatures. They just do what they'll. Yeah.
So you can say whatever you want to them. It doesn't really elicit much response.
But so they're not like reacting to us or anything like that. Like they don't look like they've been, or don't sound like the hag's been
Currently, they're
telling
just
him to do
kind
anything.
of they're acting like ants on an anthill, and they're staying
Okay.
on their anthill. Like they're going down into it and coming out of it, and there's lots of them, which is kind of weird, but again, makes as much
Well,
sense as
this whole
anything else
place
you
is
could
weird,
possibly.
so yeah. Curious.
And wait, was there anything else in the room? It's just the 2 ant mounds with the ants?
There's
Gold
And the
sand?
skull.
There's the 2 ant mounds and a skull on a little platform in an alcove / archway.
I wish to inspect the skull alcove thing.
Sure. It looks to be mostly a normal human-looking skull. The only 2 features that are particularly distinct are it has kind of strange markings or writing kind of around decorating it almost like a weird, creepy lucha libre type pattern, if that makes sense. Just weird markings and writing all over the skull in red color. The eye sockets also are a deep pitch black that you can't quite like it. There's no bone at the back of the eye socket. It's just like a hole into nothingness. And they are both perfectly circular.
Put your finger in it.
See if Theresa can like resurrect it or like turn it into a undead minion.
I poke my finger into the eye socket.
Oh boy.
From the skull as you do that, you hear a voice. I wouldn't be poking your eye if that was the first thing I did when I saw you. Rude.
It talks.
Well, you talk. Why can't I?
I have no idea.
Why don't you come out so we can all have a nice discussion?
I'm already out.
Pinpoint your location then.
Are you looking at
If
the
you would
skull?
be so kind.
I'm watching him put his finger in the skull.
So I mean, so when you say I pinpoint your location, like you're talking to the skull and like looking at it.
Yeah. She's kind of looking around, but
So
she's also kind of like,
the
is
voice
it
from
coming
the
from the
skull
skull?
says, "You're looking right at me."
What is your
Where's the rest
purpose
of your
here?
body?
Okay. Sorry, Sebastian. What was your question?
What is your purpose here?
Oh, I guard the doorway. If you can solve my puzzle, maybe you'll get to go by. Teddy, what did you say?
Oh, I get it doesn't matter anymore, I guess.
Doubts in necromancy. Um, okay, did somebody else ask a question? No? Okay, what
I
do
mean,
you...
I was going to check if he was lying, but apparently Sarah is just going to keep rolling shit today for all of his skill checks. So
Don't you have guidance?
I do, but I mean that's a 9.
As best you can tell, it is... yeah, as best you can tell, it is, I guess, telling the truth, if that is what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come up to the skull. I'm gonna put my hand on it and do identify. Is this an actual spirit trapped within a skull, or is this another illusion?
Hey, Rio. So as you do the identify... where did I put that? There we go.
It's a magic jar.
No, sorry, I'm just moving tokens real quick so that they can see something when they get on the map. I'm assuming Yaz is going to be here too. I don't know if that's true.
She is right next to me.
So you guys are both in the middle of a sequence, so I'm going to keep going and then give me 1 second. So you're trying to identify if there's a soul inside the skull.
Yeah.
So like everything else in this place, there's a heavy wash of illusion magic. I know I'm doing detect magic, but I'm just treating them as the same thing right now. You don't get any necromantic sense from the skull. You don't identify anything particular about the skull itself. Like there's no, yeah, you don't. It doesn't seem like there's a spirit bound to it.
Okay, well, she'll then ask, are you the one controlling this plane?
And she just cackles. Not controlling it, no.
Alright, then what is the puzzle that you want us to solve so we can move on?
Well, that's the puzzle. The skull is yeah, there's I don't think there's a hint I can give you that doesn't immediately like destroy the whole puzzle. If that makes any sense.
Wait, so what was the riddle? I'm lost. Or we're supposed to figure that out.
So Teresa
We're
asked,
supposed to figure out what the puzzle of the room is and solve it.
yeah, and Teresa asked, "What is the puzzle?" And the spell said, "That is the puzzle."
The puzzle. That is the puzzle.
Kellic and Yaza, you guys are welcome to join in. If this makes no sense, that's perfectly fine.
Is
How did we get out of the other room?
We solved the puzzle.
They dropped
Excellent.
yeah, they dropped 3 bags of marbles on the floor and the giant peg leg thing fell over.
Oh, okay. So we were
Great.
almost there.
do the ants on both hills look the same? Like they're the same size, same type?
Yes.
Okay.
They all kind of look like giant carpenter ants.
All right. And then is it possible I'd like to like maybe give I have no idea where I'm going with this, but maybe they're connected, so I'd like to like maybe give an ant my blanket or even it like or something to take, and I want to see if like an ant pops out, goes in one hole, and then pops out the other hole with the same thing.
So how do you give them your blanket? I mean, keep in mind these are ants. I mean, they are rat-sized ants, but they're still ants. So your blanket. This is the
One second.
opposite problem now. The Amphispiana was way too big for you to cover with a blanket. You could cover the whole anthill with your blanket if you wanted to.
Give me 1 second. I gotta look what's in my inventory.
So others are thinking, Yaza and Kellic, you guys are in a square room. It has 2 anthills swarming with ants that are about rat-sized, and there is a talking skull in an alcove that is being not particularly helpful in helping you guys figure out how to get out of this room.
Where are the ants coming from?
So where the swarm of insects are, there are little anthills on the map. So
Okay.
Whoa! What the hell?
Oh, they're coming from the little golden buttholes. Got it.
Yep, the anthills.
I pull out a ration and place it on the floor roughly halfway between the 2 hills.
Nice.
I suppose if you wait long enough, eventually an ant will find it and carry it to one of the hills. And then they take it inside and it disappears.
Neat.
Cool. I want to know if there's like an actual riddle or if we're just supposed to kill the.
I mean, it's no more or less of a riddle than the other 2 rooms were.
I know.
I mean, I haven't posed a riddle to anybody yet, in a technical sense. Although, to be fair, the last room I completely changed it on the fly because I way more enjoyed the way you guys were engaging it than the way I had planned. Did you just summon a badger?
I'm gonna turn into one.
You're gonna turn into a badger? Okay. Is it a badger or a honey badger?
A giant badger.
A giant badger, okay.
They can burrow.
Badger don't give a shit. He ain't no honey badger.
Exactly.
Giant.
want to see what's in those anthills, and I don't think that Seraph could just like safely pop down in one unless she burrowed in.
Where is Burrow?
It's part of their movement.
Oh, they
They
have
can
10
move
foot
30 feet or
movement
10 burrow. Yep.
Okay. So the badger just like
Just tunnels into the anthill, I guess.
just starts digging into the anthill.
Yeah, I want to see what's in there.
Okay, as he starts digging in, so the first things that happens is the ants all start swarming and try to attack him. So I'm just going to do a swarm attack on him.
Oh no.
So I don't know. Wow, that's a wonderful attack.
That's fine. It only has 10 AC, so.
Oof. So I guess he takes 9 damage. Does it keep
Oops.
tunneling, or does it stop? Or attack, or whatever. I guess. How does the badger respond to?
Well, she's shapeshifted into it, so.
Oh, wait,
Shit. Okay.
You're the badger. Sorry.
Yeah, I can't just summon one.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise.
You can't summon a badger.
No, I can, but I'd be summoning 8 of them if I did that.
Oh.
So I figured I might as well just wild shape into it.
As long as they can't, cast polymorph and confusion and greater invisibility and fly. I think we're good.
I mean, to be fair, that is actually literally what those pixies can do. And I can summon Fate to do the exact same thing.
Amongst other things. Okay, so you're tunneling in.
Yeah, and then they just bit me, I guess. I didn't see anything while I was digging, or they just
so at
immediately
10 feet,
swamped me.
what's your passive perception is really high, isn't it?
It's like 16, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, 16.
so as you tunnel into this thing, taking that damage, you do hit a small, do you have dark vision? You have blind sight, okay.
As a badger, she does, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just looking to, I have to think very specifically about what happens here. So as you're tunneling through, you feel something small and hard as you kind of tunnel into the middle of the anthill.
Huh.
I think the interesting point is you're kind of going to be stuck there, and functionally a turn is going to tick over.
But because she used her turn to, I guess, well, I don't know, because burrowing is technically just her movement. She could still attack, kind of, or do something.
I mean, sure, you could attack. I'm just trying to figure out. It seems like if you're focusing on burrowing, it seems like you would be not. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna say like you're kind of in the middle of the round of the thing, and the ants are attacking you. You feel
Yeah,
something.
they just started attacking it immediately. Yeah, fair enough. Shit. Well, I don't know. I guess since I'm focusing entirely on burrowing, I might as well. I think sprint is when you're doubling your movement, like when you're just focusing on.
Dashing, so you'd have.
Yeah, so I'd get an
Whichever
extra
one
10
you
feet to just come back up.
So you just kind of like you burrow through like over to here, and then you're out.
Yeah, I guess like just to get out of there because I
Yeah.
don't want to keep getting fucking bit.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you found the thing inside of there. You burrowed through. So you know there's some metal object in the middle of that anthill at the bottom of it.
Okay. I will break while.
The challenge being you don't have thumbs.
Oh yeah, and also the fact that I was getting swarmed by ants, which is that's the wrong form to fight ants with.
What's the right form?
Fire elemental. You laugh, but I can turn into one of those. So.
Has anyone done anything with the skull? Like, what have we done?
It heckled a little bit. Sebastian poked his eye in it, at which point it yelled at him that it's rude to poke people in the eye.
Alright, go on.
Am I able to pick it up?
gonna say no. I'm gonna say
All right, I'm going to ask him and say, "Hello, sir. Can you go on an adventure with me
The skull?
to the skull?"
Okay.
Sweet, my
The
pilot
kooky
is crazy.
voice says, there's one way out of this room, and I'm not going anywhere with you.
I'll change my tone, and I'm gonna speak to him in Infernal, and I'll say, "You know, you're gonna be coming with me one way or the other."
So, point of order, it is a she, although it's a really weird voice.
All right, so she.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess as much as that matters. The skull just cackles, kind of. You couldn't take me anywhere. Your intimidation, I mean, you can roll for it, but it has, if you want to, but it will. The spoiler is it will not have any effect. Even if it could have had an effect, it does not have an effect.
Made comments about its parentage being related to newts.
And so on and so forth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I tell everyone that there's metal box in those anthills. We should probably get those out because I'm guessing they're relevant to the puzzle.
Did you burrow into both of them or just the one?
Just the one, but I'm taking it under assumption that it's probably likely that both have them. So while we do that, how many second level spells do I have? All of them. Cool. Fuck your anthill.
Okay, how much damage does a flaming sphere do?
2d6 to everything within 5 feet of it.
Okay.
She just dumped it in the anthill.
So you just drop that into the ant, like it's just on top of the anthill?
Oh yeah, it was, and then she'd just move it down, so roughly to where she was.
I could be a dick, but I'm not. Okay. Oh, what did I
So
do?
yeah, I can't summon it directly on a creature, so I have to like drop it.
Well, that's good. My cameraman targeted. Okay, so you drop it on the swarm of insects. That's fine. They make a dexterity saving throw. The pile of things.
Yep.
So they take 7 damage.
I believe so.
So
That was
you
a great roll.
sizzle and pop a couple of those ants.
Cool. I'll just leave it there until they
Oh, there's
clear
a
out.
flaming sphere.
Yeah, it's only 5 foot radius.
So just to speed things up, does anybody do anything while he cooks these ants?
No.
So over about
You're just watching.
about 10, 15 seconds or so, to ballpark it, or I guess I should say 12 or 18 or 24 seconds. You slowly cook and pop through roughly 1 swarm of insects worth of insects. And more ants just keep pouring out.
Oh, jeez, okay.
It's almost like as many as you cook, more just keep coming. How long does Flaming Sphere last?
Only a minute.
Okay. So you can leave it there for the whole minute. It will be killing and building up piles of
Ant corpses.
ant grossness, but the ants just seem to keep coming.
Damn, okay. And the box, you said she saw it about 10 feet into the anthill itself, right?
Well, so the anthill is about 5 feet tall, 5 feet wide. It was in the middle-ish.
And you couldn't pull it out?
Badgers
Well,
don't
not
have
as a
thumbs.
badger. I suppose I probably could have like nudged it or something. Like they still have paws, but you're not going to be digging your way out if you're holding something.
I mean, couldn't you tie it on? Like, do you not have rope? I mean, I have rope.
Well, yeah. How is a badger
And the
going to just
badger's
buy it?
going to tie a rope to it.
The fundamental challenge here was he was a badger when this happened. So
No, I know, but we could wrap the rope around him as a badger, and all you would have to do is put him between you and the rope.
Yeah. Although we probably don't need the badger right now because the tunnel's already dug. So
Well, that's true.
It's also what? It's only like 2.5 feet down.
I mean,
well,
in theory, yeah, you could walk up and reach your hand down. You would have to reach your hand into a swarming hill of rat-sized ants.
Right, but the
We're not
distance
happy.
in and of itself isn't that bad.
yeah.
Sebastian
Sarah's just
will
going to
fix
dismiss
the
the
hill.
cube.
I
Yeah, so-
will reach down and grab onto the box.
Sarah quickly dismisses the fireball before Sebastian puts his
I'm
hand in
assuming
it.
that has happened already. So as you do this, the effort it takes for you to reach to the bottom of this, just because it's an awkward angle, you can get down there. I will say that the ants are going to try and attack you.
Sure.
Which, as expected, has no effect. And you feel and reach around, and eventually your hand finds a small metal object at the bottom of the anthill.
I try to pull it out.
You do so. I'm assuming do you step back from the mound, or do you?
Yeah, I step back.
Okay. So as you step back and are brushing ants still trying to bite through your armor, in your hand you have 1 gold coin.
Neat.
There's probably another one in the other anthill.
Probably so.
And as you guys approach the other anthill, the skull starts cackling and says, "Let's see here, 1, 2, 3. It only took 5 of you to figure that one out." I didn't think it was that good of an insult.
What?
Nobody spoke. I was like, wow, that was not the sickest of burns, but
Can I take my blanket and put it in its mouth?
what is it? The skull?
Yeah, the skull's mouth.
You sure love that blanket.
You could cover the skull with the blanket.
Well, that won't stop it from talking. All right, never mind. Well, I guess we should just grab grab whatever else is in the second anthill. So I'll walk up to it and
Repeat the process.
try and do that. Yeah, it's
Okay.
probably
Can I
gonna.
pick up the skull? Sorry.
No, you can't.
Damn it.
It does not move.
I already tried.
Oh.
Let's see here. We'll do this. So as you reach your arm down, you are. Nope. The ants are unable to bite through your armor, and as you fumble around in the bottom of that ant hill, you find another small metal object that feels like a coin. And as you pull it out, sure enough, it is a second gold coin.
Sweet. I feel like we should go to the skull and I don't know, put it.
Put the coins in its eyes.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
It doesn't look like a ferryman, though.
So as you place the coins into the eyes, they do fit perfectly. The skull just kind of cackles to itself as the skull itself and the alcove fade away along with the wall inside that archway. The 2 gold coins fall to the floor. And I will, as soon as I figure out my wall controls, that pathway.
Darth will nick the coins.
Yeah, so, somebody should grab the coins.
I'll grab the coins.
So we have a doorway now.
Yes, sorry, I'm updating the wall. Okay. And this pathway, much like the others, well, it looks 3 hexes long here, is not to scale, and it takes you some amount of time to get in, but you end up back at that triangular room with the 3 pedestals that you had been in some time ago.
I put the key ring on the blue pedestal.
Okay, so let's see. Teddy and Teresa, do you follow?
Yeah,
For
I'm good.
AFK for a sec.
I might take a quick, like, 5-minute break right here, just because we've been going for a while, so I'm going to pause it. Yeah, I will take a quick break, and then we'll do this room, okay?
Sounds good.
I am back. Is anyone else back?
I'm here.
Cool. Lyelkin, are you here?
He is.
Yaza and Kellic, are you guys here?
Kellic bird blinks.
There we go. Okay, I think everybody's here. Cool. Okay, so as you guys come back in, do you enter into the room or are you hanging back, Teresa? So I'll get to the putting the iron keychain down, or the keychain down. You notice, Teresa, as you come through that doorway, it fades back into stone. The red path has also faded to stone. That's the path kind of up through the doorway by Kellic. The central doorway is still stone, and the blue pathway still has that opening to darkness. So I think, Sebastian, you had said you wanted to put the keyring down on something?
Yes, on the blue pedestal.
Nothing happens.
Cool.
What color are the coins?
The coins are gold.
I'm gonna put the gold coins down on the gold pedestal.
I'm gonna put the fang, tooth, and feather down on the red pedestal.
So as you place those items on the pedestal, the sigil inscribed into the top of each one faintly illuminates the 2 gold coins on the yellow pedestal. Give off the sigil below them gives off a yellow glow, and the tooth, fang, and feather, that sigil gives off a red glow.
But nothing happened on the blue pedestal.
Correct. The keychain is just sitting on there and nothing is happening.
All right, I'll grab the keychain back, and I'll go back down this path.
Sure. So Sebastian goes away. Time passes for the rest of you.
I'm going to go down. Well, what does everybody else want to do? Then I'll decide what I'm going to do.
First of all, where did he go?
He went through the top left archway into the dark space there. That
Kellic just bird blinks at everyone and wanders down there as well.
that was the path from the room of pedestals.
So that's not where he went.
No, that is where he went. Sorry, you weren't here for that. I don't think you were here when we got to that point.
So there's still like teeth and marbles and stuff in this room?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of bags where you had poured out teeth. There's the bags that had that sound of laughter and a cloud of gas had come out. Those bags are just empty, and then there were 3 empty bags that you had used to spread the marbles on the floor here.
What color were the bags?
They're all leather. Like natural colored leather of mild varieties.
Okay.
And I don't see anything that looks like it's got a lock on it.
Sorry, no, you don't see anything that looks like it has a lock on it.
All right. Well, if it's not the keys, maybe it's the teeth or the marbles. So I will pick up a pile of teeth.
So you have a handful of children's teeth.
Yes.
Cool. So
If I look around, is there anything that is metallic?
So everything in that room appears to be stone. Let's see here. Sebastian seems to walk into the room maybe an hour after he left, coming from that doorway.
Why did it take you so long? What in the world were you doing?
All I did was walk to the other room, pick up some teeth, and come back. And I will place the children's teeth on the blue pedestal.
It lights up the same way the other 3 pedestals lit up. I'm going to say, for sake of plot expediency, Kellic comes out while you're doing this. Just to...
And sees his double. I turned myself into a copy of him when he left the room.
And the north wall...
I suspiciously bird blink at the other Kellic.
You're lucky I don't have a longbow.
You know what we'll just do it this way. This is easier. The north archway... Oh gosh, I've been focused on the wrong thing the whole time. The north archway opens onto a slightly different looking path. This one... Or sorry, it opens onto darkness.
I was born in the dark.
So this path that you walk down...
Let me say that correctly. I was born in the dark.
Murdered by... Sorry.
Have we all got our Bane out of our systems?
No.
So you think darkness is your friend?
Well, ally, Jesus!
Get it right! So again, this pathway, you guys... This one is... The pathway around is almost pitch black, with it seems like stars kind of shooting or orbiting around it. You see the same nebulous space around you. And again, like the other ones, this pathway seems to take an indeterminate amount of time for you to walk down. Again, the pathway length is not to scale.
She's not attacking, she's just giving light? Because you said this passageway is dark. So.
The floor is dark.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry, it's not dark itself. You see an archway at the end. You walk through it. Does everyone go through, or does anybody stay behind? Yay! Everybody went through. Well, that's weird. Oh well. Let's see here. So the door behind you, the archway behind you, as the last of you comes through, seals off into stone. This room, very similar to the others. You see a semicircular room with an alcove, a large alcove set in the flat wall opposite the entrance you came in. This room, again, the walls just trail off into darkness above. There's no star space above you here. It just trails off into utter darkness. Across from the entryway, there are 5 stone pedestals. Okay, I'll deal with that in a second. The pedestals are arranged in a half-circle pattern, following the curve of that wall. On each pedestal, there is a metal lock, each lock made of a different metal: iron, silver, copper, gold, and lead. And there is a single anvil in the center of the pedestals. Flanking the doorway, so the 2 sides of it, there are 2 tables cluttered with a book balancing on a bucket, various spell components, raw meats, vegetables, other various bric-a-brac, utensils, and alchemical components and tools. There's a few pails and brooms haphazardly strewn about, or pails and brooms haphazardly kind of strewn about the room.
I will take the keys and match keys to locks.
Cool. Let's see here. So there are inscriptions above each pedestal and little plaques on the wall behind.
Oh.
I can either read them all, or you can tell me which one you want to go read. It's up to you.
I want to read them all.
Yeah, we want to read them all.
Cool. So the 5 of them are: 1 key of iron to keep your dreams safe, 1 key of silver, a tithe to your faith, 1 key of copper, a boon to your health, 1 key of gold for those seeking wealth, 1 key of lead, leave the land of the dead.
So iron is the one for keep your dreams safe.
Yeah, so iron was keeping your dreams safe, silver was a tithe to your faith, copper is a boon to your health, gold is for those seeking wealth, and lead is to leave the land of dead.
I mean, I feel like I'm getting called out with that gold one, but Teresa says she wants to check
Yeah.
that table. Is any of it tangible or illusions?
So I'm gonna take 1 step back. Kellic, is that your hidden door check?
Yeah.
There are no hidden doors that you perceive here. I swear to God, there are hidden doors in this campaign, just not right now.
We just haven't found
Oh,
it
I mean,
yet.
I've already found a hidden door one time.
Yeah. Teresa, everything here seems to be tangible. You can pick it up, move it around, do stuff with it, whatever.
Okay, I want to pick up that spell book.
So this book, what languages do you speak?
Not much.
Hold on, let me get out of wall mode so I don't accidentally draw walls. So you know, you know Common, Draconic, and Infernal. You can read this. It is written
Oh, nice.
in Infernal. And it says, Spider, spider, hunting for... So the page it's open to, this is what it says. It's a poem, it's not a spell. It says, Spider, spider, hunting for one more fly, building your web beyond the highest sky. Fly to ground make haste to all your fine books. From back to front shall you avoid her hooks.
I will read that out loud to the others.
Yeah,
Probably in Infernal first, before
that's
translating.
that's not creepy. I think I can copy and paste this. There we go. Wow, I said it as you. I guess that works. Sorry, I don't know how I did that. But that's cool.
If you had a token selected, then
I
yeah.
think so, yeah. So that's what it says.
Oh, did I detect any poison and/or diseases?
No. Did you cast
Splendid.
detect poison or disease? Yes. Okay. No, you
Yep.
did not detect poison or disease.
Cool. And Sarah starts eating the cheese. Why not?
Okay.
Hey, she's had nothing but fucking good berries and snake meat, so for fucking months.
It's pretty good cheese.
Is that real food?
Tastes like it.
I guess she'll eat the bread that's on the table here.
It tastes of bread. Oh god, I have my... Oh, that's good. That'll be fun later.
Uh-oh.
I opened up the module text on the stream recording window, so that was good.
Oh, I thought you meant like the food is like fucking...
No,
It has a curse on it that like
no,
kills us or something.
no. I mean, maybe, I don't know.
Uh-huh. Well, there's no backsies, so, you know.
Yeah, you ate that cheese.
Yep, ate it good. What's that? What else was on the table? Was it just like
I think there's a
cards and stuff?
skull with a candle on it. There's some meat. There's some tarot cards. There's a bunch of spell components of various sorts. Teresa's got that
Probably.
book that was on the bucket over there.
Yeah. Curious.
I'd like to go read the tarot cards.
I want to find out what the title of the book is.
Okay, so the tarot cards are in a pile, kind of strewn about. They're not open to a reading. Almost as if somebody like dropped the deck, and it just kind of splattered across the table. You can take the book off the title or off the bucket. The book itself doesn't have a title on the cover or the spine, and it looks entirely to be handwritten, and it just seems to be many pages full of handwritten gibberish. The only page that really makes sense is the page that Teresa had found. You can kind of stare at them, but like a lot of other things in this place, the pages don't seem to focus all that well, besides the page that Teresa translated for everybody else. Do you speak Infernal?
I do.
Yeah. So you're able to read that page as well as her. But everything else is just kind of almost like illegible scratch or fuzzy or blurry, or you feel like you need glasses, or it seems smudgy. It's very bizarre. It's very, again, and this is a very dreamlike place, and for some reason that page is the only page that really makes any sense.
Okay.
I put the silver key in the silver lock and turn it.
Okay. So as you do that, the lock clicks open, and you are filled with a sense of divine peace as you do so. Kind of reaffirming your faith and your
I walk up to Sebastian and take the lead key from him and turn the lock on that.
Cool. Let's see. As you put the lead key in the lead lock, it clicks open, and you feel extremely drowsy to the point that you kind of lose the thread, almost as if you've been up for a day and a half and just can't focus on anything. Just you feel sleep pulling you down, and you kind of drop the keys next to you on the floor.
Oh shit.
I'll pick up the keys and then put the next one in. I forget the metals, but
So we've done silver and we've done lead. So there's an iron lock to keep your dreams safe. A key of iron to keep your dreams safe, a key of copper, a boon to your health, and a key of gold for those seeking wealth. So
I'll do the iron one, I suppose.
Okay. So as you click open the iron lock, you feel a profound sense of almost stupefying calmness come over you.
All right, I'm gonna go and grab the copper key. We still haven't done copper, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
Copper and gold are what's left.
I mean, we all know Sarith should do gold, so
I mean, maybe Teresa wants it, or Teresa's the smart one, just like hanging back. I don't know. I'll let you guys unlock this shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
As you put the copper key in and click it open, the lock again thunks open. You feel a sense of like physical power and well-being. It's almost as if the weight of your armor, Yaza, just disappears, and you feel like you could probably run for a 10-day, or something like that. Just you have this overwhelming sense of physical prowess.
That
That says a lot more than I did before. So it says a lot that I feel that way more than I did before.
I guess I don't know how. Doesn't matter. I didn't have a good witty comment to come back with.
I'm a strong woman.
You're an even stronger woman.
Yeah. I mean, out of this group, you'd
even
probably be
stronger
strongest
and
one.
even more independent.
I guess Sarith will just take the keys, or steal the keys from and what do you call it? Yeah, just unlock the gold lock thing, I guess.
Okay, as you click that lock open, your coin purse feels noticeably heavier to the point where it's starting to weigh down your, I guess, wherever you keep it, your belt or...
In the bag of holding, yeah.
Okay, you feel nothing. So that's awkward.
I mean, she's like an 80-pound elf, as if she's going to carry around like 2,000 gold coins.
Should have seen that coming, taking notes as I run this, because that's what happens.
Because what's the weight limit on the bag of holding? I forget. It's like 500 pounds, isn't it? So it might weigh more.
And most of it's in treasures. I've been nicking. I even stole a stone chest.
I don't know. Unlike most millennials, you no longer feel anxiety about money. That. I don't know where to
It's
go
true.
with that.
I felt that a lot before.
Like I
So
said,
with your spending habits.
Okay. Also, I guess Teresa, you noticed this, but there's not. Well, what's up? You didn't open one of the locks, but kind of the effects that happen from here will happen to you too.
Oh shit.
But at this point, the five of you have each opened one of your locks. Teresa, you're watching everybody do this. The alcove and the wall beyond you. Oh, can I do this in one go? Fades from view,
Oh.
and you realize that this was only half of the room that was before you. You see, as you begin to grow very tired, 5 tables arrayed in a half circle with metal shackles and restraints on the tables. There's various chains and loops set into the floor. Behind each table against the wall, there's a raging furnace, and upon each furnace is a crucible large enough for perhaps a gallon of material. The crucibles are bubbling with liquid metal, each filled with one of the metals matching the locks and keys you opened, and they are hanging from chains that rise up into darkness. Each pot is positioned to pour into a large mold at the head of each of the 5 tables. Each of you, and this includes Teresa, you begin to feel an overpowering drowsiness come over. Your eyes are struggling to stay open, and as you struggle to stay awake, you hear footsteps entering the room. 3 figures walk up and gently guide each of you in turn to one of the tables. All 3 are vaguely humanoid. The first is wearing tattered robes, and her eyes have gold coins covering the entire socket, and ants crawl around the robes and swarm around her head. The second figure walks with a thump from a peg leg, and she has stringers of teeth hanging from her clothing as she moves. And as she chuckles softly, she has yellow gasp escaping from her mouth. The final figure has a squirming leather bag over her head. You can see scales, feather, and fur poking out from the bottom edges of the bag. As you're each laid down onto one of the tables and your eyesight dims, you have a feeling of calmness washing over you, and these 3 figures calmly place your heads into the molds, and as you slowly, finally fall asleep, your vision goes bright and then dark, and you all awaken in the tattered remains of the compound you fell asleep in. The injured man is lying next to you. You can hear the faint crackling of the fire dying down outside, and you are back in that abandoned compound that you were in before this dream. And I think that is a ending place for this session, at least. Just because I don't want to go too late, and I actually have to get up really early tomorrow morning. So thank you all. That was
Cool.
That's cool.
my
That was
first.
really cool. I like
Really
that.
We
nice.
did.
That was
We did it.
a Grimish original. I have so many notes for what to do to this thing, but yeah, thank you guys.